Every fall, we encourage you gardeners around the state of Oklahoma to enter your pecans in the various county pecan shows that are held. As those pecans are judged and we gather the winners together, the winning pecans are sent to Stillwater to be judged at the state level in statewide competition. And that's where we are today. Those pecans have been held in cold storage all fall and winter. And we're here today with Dr. Glenn Taylor.
Yeah.
And Glenn, tell us why we have a pecan show to begin with. What's its purpose?
Sue, first of all, it's good to have Oklahoma Gardening with us today. Pecan shows are an interesting event. We have pecan shows to determine those outstanding seedling or native pecans out there that might be worthy of being tested and released as a variety. As you know, Sue, many of our varieties, many of our viewers today will know of them as paper shells. We call them the same, variety or paper shell. Many of those came from outstanding seedling entries. And so we're looking for more of those in this show.
Great. Well, I know one example is the Merrimack pecan.
Absolutely.
Discovered, was it 1963?
Right, right. The original nut was planted in 1933.
Well, that's interesting. Does the tree still stand that nut came from?
The tree still stands, and we think that the parent of that tree is that variety of nut is called Mahan, and it's entered in the show here today also.
Uh-huh. How many varieties do you have entered in the show?
I would have to take an inventory, but I would estimate we have probably 30 varieties.
Great. Well, now, in looking for a champion pecan, whether it's an improved variety entry or native, what are you looking for? What are the basic criteria for a winner?
Okay, we like a pecan that is medium to large in size, and that means a pecan preferably in the vicinity of 50 to 65 nuts per pound. Takes that many to make a pound. We want a pecan that shells out a high percent meat or kernel. In other words, when we buy, say, a ton of pecans, we'd like a high percent of that to be actual goody or actual pecan meats. So we prefer those that shell out a high percent kernel. We look at shape because we know that pecan that's football in shape cracks easier and more completely and more thoroughly and cleaner. So we look for shape also. We look for kernel color. And some of the things that are involved here as far as showmanship is selecting uniform samples. So there is showmanship involved in entering pecans. They need to select, the owners need to select samples that are uniform in size, even shape, and somewhat in color. Well, now, we judge upon that.
Great. Well, and talking about that color, when I was going through school here at OSU, we were taught that Oklahoma pecans produce the brightest, best color and highest oil content of any in the country. And I think that's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, we may be a little partial, but we're proud of that also, Sue. And we think seriously that we have some excellent quality pecan here in Oklahoma. And many times that excellent quality and flavor is found in some of these seedlings.
Sure. Well, now, after these are all judged and you've determined the winners, where will they go from here?
Okay, from here today, they will go back into cold storage. And so they will remain there until next June 24th. We will bring them out of cold storage and we'll display them at the Oklahoma Pecan Growers Association's annual meeting to be held at Shangri-La Lodge in northeast Oklahoma. And at that time, the winners will be announced and the awards and the trophies will be given.
Well, great. Well, that'll be just in time for them to start thinking about their entries for the next year and beating the winners from this year.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.